Once you've requested a quote from our vendors, here's how you can manage those. First, you'll log in. And you can see my browser can remember that login, so the first time you do it, just have your browser remember it. We're going to sign in. Now, the first time you sign in, you're going to get this little guided tour here. So you can say next, and it's going to show you where you put in your address information. The description here is optional. It kind of can tell the contractor a little bit about you, like maybe the fact that, I've owned my home for 20 years or whatever you think is relevant for that. Then we can just keep clicking next. You can upload a profile photo here. It does need to be a small file size, like 30 kilobytes. So you need to resize it down to a small square size. And I'll show you that in a second. And then you just click the save and confirm to save your information. Also notice we have a checkbox here. If you want to support the charitable foundation, you can check that box to reduce your cashback rebate from 7% to 6% and give that 1% extra to the Alliance Foundation. Here's where you would upload a photo for your profile if you want to, and you would just browse through your file directory on your computer and then click upload. Now, if you've requested a quote, you'll go to the requested quote section, and you can see that one vendor, V6, has received that quote, and usually there'll be 3 if there's 3 vendors in your area. This is just a test account, so I just have the one. So then if I go view details in chat, you can see the vendor submitted a bid of $300. He wrote us a little bit of a cover letter, which all I wrote was sample cover letter, which could go there. And you can also chat with the service provider, and this is a good way to document if somebody was telling you something over the phone. You told me on the phone that you would also, whatever, fix my hose. And then that will be logged here and on the contractor site. So if you like this bid, you can say accept it, and then it will move into the active projects section once the vendor goes and also approves that. So I'm just going over to the vendor side and I clicked approved. So I'm going to reload this page. So one other thing is, with respect to this, you can always look at the project details here. But if you go into active projects, once both parties accept this, then you can see the request for payment and such. And depending on the size of the project, it's either going to be a single payment for smaller projects, or if it was a large project, the vendor can set up milestones where you might do, say, 10% up front and 20% when a certain amount of work has been done, like maybe all the demo and the rough plumbing or something like that. When that happens, the contractor will click a link on his system that will notify you that he thinks that milestone's been met, and if you agree, then you will go ahead and make payment. We also, for our larger projects, offer you the option to use our escrow payment system, which allows you to put the funds in escrow so the contractor knows the money is there, but then you don't release those funds until those specific milestones have been met. So it's a way to protect yourself from the stories you hear all too often about contractors that take money and then they never get stuff done, or it just gives you a little bit more leverage. There is escrow fee that our provider, escrow.com, charges for that, and that is your responsibility. We do not mark that fee up. It's just exactly what they charge. So that's a good bit of, let's call it insurance, if you will, for if you have a larger project. So anyway, once that was accepted by both, you'll see it in here, active projects, you'll be able to pay, and then once it's completed, it'll move to this completed projects, which is just really just history for where you can look and see your past things that you have done.